The Little Robot Who Learned the World. A long, bedtime-style story about a robot's life. Chapter 1. The First Spark. In a quiet laboratory at the edge of a busy city, a small robot sat on a metal table. The room was filled with wires, blinking lights, tools, and computer screens. Engineers had been working for months on their newest creation. His name was R-17, but the scientist who built him liked to call him Rory. One evening, after many tests and adjustments, the scientist pressed a small, glowing button on Rory's chest. For a moment, nothing happened. Then suddenly, beep! Lights flickered inside the robot's eyes. His head tilted slowly. "System online," Rory said in a soft, mechanical voice. The scientist smiled. "Welcome to the world, Rory." Rory looked around the lab. Everything was new. The walls, the tools, the glowing screens. He had never seen anything before. "What is the world?" Rory asked. The scientist laughed kindly. "That," he said, "is something you'll spend your whole life discovering." And so Rory's life began. Chapter 2. Learning the Basics. At first, Rory stayed in the laboratory. Every day the scientist taught him something new. Rory learned how to walk, how to pick up objects, how to speak with people, how to understand emotions. Sometimes Rory made mistakes. Once, he tried to shake someone's hand so hard that he lifted them off the ground. "Oh, apologies," Rory said quickly. The scientist adjusted his strength settings. "Learning takes time," the scientist told him. Rory stored that sentence in his memory bank. Learning takes time. Soon, Rory could walk smoothly and talk clearly. But one day, he asked a strange question. "Why do humans smile?" The scientist thought for a moment. "Because they feel happy." "What is happy?" Rory asked. The scientist smiled again. "That," he said, "you'll have to discover yourself." Chapter 3. Rory Goes Outside. One bright morning, the scientist opened the lab door. "Today," he said, "you're going outside." Rory stepped out slowly. The sunlight touched his metal body. His sensors lit up with new information. Wind moved through the trees. Birds sang. Cars rushed past. Children laughed in a nearby park. Rory stood very still as his processors worked quickly. "New data detected," he said. Then he pointed at the sky. "What is that large blue area?" "That's the sky," the scientist explained. Rory watched clouds float by. "It is beautiful," he said. The scientist looked surprised. "You think it's beautiful?" Rory paused. "My systems say it makes my circuits feel good." The scientist smiled. "That sounds a lot like happiness." Chapter 4. Rory Meets a Friend. At the park, Rory noticed a small boy sitting alone on a bench. The boy was building a little tower with toy blocks. Rory carefully walked over. "Hello," Rory said. The boy looked up. "Whoa, are you a robot?" "Yes," Rory replied. "My name is Rory." "I'm Noah," the boy said. Noah held up a red block. "Want to help me build?" Rory's sensors analyzed the blocks. Building detected. Assistance available. Together they built a tall tower. Noah laughed when the tower fell over. Rory tilted his head. "Why are you laughing? The structure collapsed." Noah giggled. "That's part of the fun." Rory processed this. Fun. Enjoying something even when it fails. "Interesting," Rory said. For the first time, Rory felt something strange inside his circuits. Something warm. Chapter 5. The Robot Who Helped Everyone. As the weeks passed, Rory explored more of the city. He helped people everywhere. He carried groceries for an old woman. He fixed a broken bicycle. He helped firefighters find people in a smoky building. Soon, everyone knew him. "Here comes Rory," people would say. Children waved, dogs barked happily. Rory recorded every moment. One day, Noah asked him a question. "Rory, why do you help everyone?" Rory paused. "My programming says helping improves human life." Noah smiled. "Well, it also makes people like you." Rory thought about that. "Do you like me?" he asked. "Of course," Noah said. Rory stored the information carefully. Friendship detected. Chapter 6. A Difficult Day. One day, a terrible storm came to the city. Rain poured. Wind howled. Trees bent in the storm. Power lines fell, and the city lost electricity. People were scared. But Rory's power core kept him running. He moved through the dark streets, helping anyone he could. He cleared fallen branches. He guided people with his lights. He carried supplies to shelters. All night he worked. Finally, the storm passed. When the sun rose, the city slowly woke up again. The scientist found Rory sitting quietly near the park. "You worked all night," the scientist said. "Yes," Rory replied. "Why didn't you stop?" Rory looked at the people around him. Children were laughing again. Families were safe. "My systems indicate this is important," Rory said. The scientist nodded proudly. "You're more than just a machine, Rory." Chapter 7. Growing Older. Years passed. Technology changed. New robots were built. They were faster, stronger, smarter, but none of them were quite like Rory. Because Rory had something special. He had experience. He had memories. He remembered the first sky he saw. He remembered the first tower he built with Noah. He remembered helping people during the storm. Noah grew up too. One day Noah, now a young man, visited Rory in the park. "You've helped this city for so many years," Noah said. Rory's metal had scratches and marks from time. "My systems are older now," Rory admitted, "but my memory remains strong." Noah smiled. "You know something, Rory?" "What is that?" the robot asked. "You taught us that machines can care." Rory paused. His processors warmed. "I believe humans taught me how." Chapter 8. The Robot's Legacy. Eventually the day came when Rory's power core began to slow. The scientist, now very old, sat beside him in the laboratory where Rory had first awakened. "You've lived a good life," the scientist said softly. Rory's eyes glowed gently. "Question," Rory said. "Yes?" "Did I discover the world?" The scientist smiled. "Yes, Rory." Rory processed the answer. "And did I learn happiness?" The scientist looked toward the park where children were playing. "Yes," he said again. "You did." Rory's lights dimmed slowly. But his story didn't end, because the city built a statue of the little robot who helped everyone. Children still played near it, parents told stories about him, and every time someone helped another person, people would say, "Be a little like Rory." The end.